Want to know what self-love and relationship changes are coming to you this June? Well, today we will be exploring Venus's shift into the sign of Leo from June to October 2023 and how this transit will get you revisiting your heart, your ego, and your creativity. Hey there, Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, my name is Hannah. I am a Western practical astrologer. And if you have not joined the Cosmic Warriors Club, go to cosmicwarriorsclub.com and join today. But before we do dive into today's video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and click the bell. And if you are interested in any of my services, then you can go to my website, hannahselsewhere.com. There you can also find my Practical Astrology eBooks, guide and merch. All the links will be in the description box down below. I do hope that you find this video to be helpful today. Let's do this. Okay, so to begin, Venus will enter Leo on the 5th of June and will stay there until the 8th of October. So that's about 4 months of Venus being in Leo. Woohoo! And Venus will station retrograde in this sign from the 22nd of July to the 3rd of September. And then the pre-shadow period is from the 19th of June up until the 22nd of July. And then that post-shadow period is from the 3rd of September till the 7th of October. Over at the Cosmic Warriors Club, we will be talking about the aspects throughout this transit. So if you're interested in more information about this transit, head on over to cosmicwarriorsclub.com. In fact, the Mars in Leo transit video is available there. So basically, there is a lot happening within this sign. But before we dive into your horoscopes, before we look at your sign, I just want to make you aware of a couple of really important things. So Mars will enter Leo on the 20th of May and will make a T-square to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and Jupiter in Taurus. There is also a fixed sign grand cross when including the nodes in both Taurus and Scorpio. And then when Venus enters Leo on the 5th of June, it will make an opposition to Pluto retrograde and make that fixed sign grand cross as well. In fact, both Black Moon Lilith and the asteroid Pallas will be a part of this Leo stellium. And Black Moon Lilith will actually make a conjunction to Venus retrograde in August. Black Moon Lilith will also be in Leo throughout the entire retrograde. Mars and Pallas will even make a conjunction in Leo. The Sun and Mercury in Leo will be a part of this Leo chapter throughout Leo season. In fact, Venus will station retrograde the very first day of Leo season. So, what does this suggest in very simple terms? Of course, I will be going into much more detail. I'll be breaking things down over at the Cosmic Warriors Club. Well, there are these big themes coming up here to do with addressing our shadow, protecting our creations, defending the ones we love, defending ourselves, when it comes to self-love as well, confronting any rejection to do with our hearts, standing up for our heart's desires, embracing our creative intelligence and how that's tied to our self-expression, and not shying away from how we wish to express ourselves. Confidence is a big key word here. Self-assurance, self-acceptance, both very important, especially whilst Venus is retrograde. So thinking about self-love and what that actually means. Also consider things like leadership, passion, and enthusiasm. And if we think about how Pallas shows up as healing methods, perhaps things like art, drama, music, dance, performance, comedy, these types of things can lead the way. And with those grand crosses at the beginning of Mars and Venus entering Leo in May and June, perhaps this is about structuring ourselves and having strength, having courage. And even though our individuality will be tested or challenged, it's about reminding ourselves of our loyalty and our commitments to ourselves and, of course, to others. This Venus retrograde will bring up so much self-reflection, reassessing our ego, our individuality, but also warmth and encouragement within our relationships, how loved we feel, how we show love. Also, revisiting a heart desire situation is likely, or revisiting what our heart wants. This reminds me of that Selena Gomez song, The Heart Wants What It Wants. Perhaps this song will be a sort of anthem during Venus retrograde in Leo, and Selena Gomez actually has a Leo rising along with Venus in Leo in her chart. But this is not just about what the heart wants, it's also about what and how the heart feels. Especially Black Moon Lilith being a part of this, we will be addressing rage and feelings tied to being exiled, shunned, dismissed. This part of us that is screaming to be seen, but perhaps is denied or was denied, or looking at being overshadowed, overlooked, shut out. So any parts of ourselves which we have suppressed and stuffed down because we had to make other people feel comfortable. I think Black Moon Lilith in combination with the Venus retrograde is going to highlight a lot of this stuff. Yes, we will get an opportunity to look inside our hearts, and this can be painful. This can be a very painful process. It can even be a very uplifting process, a very encouraging process. It depends, I suppose, on what your heart is communicating. So for example, perhaps there is a relationship matter which you haven't fully addressed, you haven't gained closure, or you still feel this resentment toward it. Or this could be a confidence situation where you can recall a time in your life when you were more confident, more open, more expressive, but you realized during this Venus retrograde that you wish to reconnect with this part of you, that you stuffed down, maybe because you needed to be safe or you needed to make other people feel comfortable. And this part of you, which I suppose you denied or other people denied. And so your heart then is wanting to speak during this retrograde. Your inner child also has something to communicate if you really, really listen closely. Leo energy is loud, it's dramatic, it's passionate, it's wild, it's uplifting, it's upbeat. So I think this Venus retrograde is giving us an opportunity to feel the rhythm. It's about me and the rhythm, says Selena. Yes, another Selena reference there. It is time to connect with your Leo friends, partners, and family members because they can be great guides. They can be great mentors during this retrograde, but then at the same time, I would say make sure to check in on your Leo friends and family, etc., because some things may be really strongly coming up for them. And if Leo energy makes you feel uncomfortable, this is where the Black Moon Lilith part of it really comes into play. Ask yourself why. Perhaps you have denied or suppressed parts of your character to do with enthusiasm, self-expression, or confidence. Still, this is about us reflecting on our strength of character, our hearts, and our inner child, and also revisiting any insecurities we feel when it comes to such things. Even think back to 2007, August 2007. Whew, that was a long time ago, because that was the last time Venus was retrograde in Leo. So 16 years ago, I was 16 years old. What came up for you in respect of these things that I've discussed so far? That's if you can remember, of course, and I do understand that Black Moon Lilith wasn't in Leo during that time, but still, there was the Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, and that had something to do with, the square occurring by sign. But anyway, for me, I was transitioning from high school to secondary school. The things I wanted to do creatively, I suppose, were denied because I felt like I had to choose a safer route. Yet my inner self, my inner self really knew, because I have that Leo in the 12th house, by the way, just to clarify. And this house, the 12th house, is tied to spirituality and it's tied to our hidden selves. And so I was somehow guided subconsciously toward a creative field. So thinking about as an astrologer in modern times, I get to use here, this online software, this online platform, to create posts about astrology, to create media about astrology. I get to really add my own unique spin. And of course, I have my sun, which is the ruler of Leo, the ruler of my 12th house. My sun is in Aquarius. And so I feel as if during this retrograde, I will be reassessing, revisiting my creativity, as well as my ability to express myself confidently. Now, again, if you do want more information about this transit or about that Leo energy overall, make sure to go to cosmicwarriorsclub.com. But on that note, let's get into your horoscopes. Aries. Okay, so Venus retrograde will transit your 5th house. I think you will gain a deeper understanding about self-love and self-acceptance. You like to feel special and to shine within your romantic relationships, and so you will confront any shadows you have in respect of ego rejection, love dismissal, or heart denial. Your heart and subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your pleasures, what you like to do for fun, and how you express yourself. And if or when you or others deny your heart, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to your creativity, your inner child, and your ego. Even thinking about any children you have and the love you feel for them. This is an opportunity for you to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to dating, romance, and love. Having that talk may be necessary. Knowing your worth will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Taurus. Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 4th house. I think you will gain a deeper understanding about what you need in order to feel loved and supported. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of family rejection, inner confidence dismissal, or emotional denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your needs, your emotional security, and then also thinking about how you wish to be seen in private. And if or when you or others deny what you need deep down, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to your roots, your family lineage, and your living situation. Even thinking about the type of family you wish to have or the place you wish to set down roots. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to support, caregiving, and family connection. Having that heart-to-heart with a loved one may be necessary, and knowing who you are at your core will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Gemini. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 3rd house. I think you will gain a deeper understanding about how you want to be heard within your everyday interactions. You like to be appreciated for what you say, for what you share. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of neighborhood rejection, sibling/cousin dismissal, or peer denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your inner voice, what you're learning, and how you wish to be appreciated within your local area or city. And if or when you or others deny what you want to communicate, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to things like reading, writing, and short distance travel, even thinking about the type of neighborhood you would like to live in, or the types of connections you wish to form generally. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. And this transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to speech, language, and even non-verbal communication. Having that discussion with your classmates or your peers may be necessary. Experiencing joy and pleasure within your local area will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Cancer. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 2nd house. I think you will gain a deeper understanding about the types of resources that are available to you. You like to be recognized for what you offer the world through your warmth, through your protection. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of self-worth rejection, financial dismissal, or talent denial. You're typically very creative people and you value your creativity. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your material desires, how much you wish to earn, and which types of things you want to obtain or invest in. And if or when you or others deny what you wish to obtain or collect, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to comfort, your skills, and knowing you have all you could possibly need. Even thinking about your physical security just as a whole, or the type of support system you have. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to your resources, your physical foundation, and your personal worth. Having that genuine conversation with your partner may be necessary, or reaching a point of strong self-acceptance will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Leo. So Venus retrograde will transit your first house. Okay, so Leo, you really are the stars here with all of this Leo energy going on. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about your aims, your ambitions, your identity, your life path. You're very ambitious people and you like to be appreciated for your loyalty, for your commitment. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of appearance rejection, personal action dismissal, or identity denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your desires, how you radiate. So listening to how you radiate and how you wish to be seen as a whole. And if or when you or others deny what you wish to express, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to your direction, your title, and your overall personality. Even thinking about the types of resources you wish to obtain or the ways in which you glow and influence others with your positivity, with your warmth. This is an opportunity for you to reassess matters, these types of matters, through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to your self-presentation, your outlook on life, and even when it comes to your overall physical condition. Being authentic and expressing yourself from the heart may be necessary. Pushing for joy and happiness may be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Virgo. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 12th house. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about how you show up creatively behind the scenes. So looking at how you create when alone. You have a very colorful and wild imagination, and whilst you don't like to admit it, you like to feel appreciated, but not for superficial reasons. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of spiritual rejection, inner self-dismissal, or subconscious denial, i.e. denying your dreams. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your inner guide, your fantasies, and the ways in which you escape or relax. And if or when you or others deny your time to recharge and to go inward, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to your intuition, your dreams, your sleep, and your spiritual life. Even thinking about the parts of yourself you keep hidden or the types of relationships you value deep down. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to isolation, switching off, and any dependencies you may have. So when it comes to those dependencies, even removing yourself from things that no longer serve you may be necessary. And even seeking bliss and inner peace will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Libra. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 11th house. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about your group involvements and how valued you are within the group. You want members within the group to get along, and you also like to be appreciated for what you bring to the table. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of friendship rejection, hopes for the future dismissal, or social denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your non-conforming ideas, what you wish to share with others, and even looking at how you want to be seen within your clubs and your gatherings, etc. And if or when you or others deny what you offer as an individual, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to your common interests, your social groups, your future visions, even thinking about the types of people who are like-minded or how you want to really shine within particular organizations. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to togetherness, difference, and gains. Having that group discussion may be necessary, and experiencing genuine pleasure and enjoyment within your teams and your alliances will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Scorpio. Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 10th house, so I think you will gain a deeper understanding about what success and accomplishment means to you. You like to be recognized within your chosen area of expertise, and you also like to stand out as an individual. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of status rejection, life work dismissal, or ambition denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to ask yourself what you truly want out there, how you wish to be seen by the public, even thinking about which steps you can put in place when it comes to your life mission, when it comes to your purpose. And if or when you or others deny your desires for success and achievement, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to authority, your reputation, and following your life path. Even thinking about the kinds of positions you wish to take on, or thinking about the ways in which you present yourself on a public platform. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to recognition, status, and reaching your mountain of success. Having that honest conversation with your manager, your boss, your partner may be necessary. Appreciating what you wish to be known for may be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Sagittarius. So the Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 9th house. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about your worldviews and your belief system. You like to be appreciated by others for your knowledge, your insights, for your wisdom, so the wisdom that you share. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of travel rejection, teaching dismissal, or thinking about being denied when it comes to a legal matter. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to follow your own path, to see what other opportunities are available to you, and to focus on appreciating the journey. And if or when you or others deny your aspirations or your philosophies, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to promotion, broadcasting, and possibly even mentoring. Even thinking about further or advanced training, or thinking about doing something totally outside of your comfort zone related to leadership or creativity. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to expansion, exploring, and discovering more. Having that heart-to-heart about your truth may be necessary. Sharing and publishing from the heart may even be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Capricorn. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 8th house. I think you will gain a deeper understanding here about what you desire when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to vulnerability, bonding. You might not show it outwardly, Capricorn, but you like to be appreciated on a much deeper and more emotional level. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of intimacy rejection, sharing dismissal, or commitment denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to what is happening beneath the surface, even thinking about how you wish to combine your resources and what you desire in respect of emotional bonding. And if or when you or others deny your strong and intense desires, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to deep insight, the taboo, working with your shadow, even considering here how you express yourself sexually or how your heart will transform in some way during this transit. This is an opportunity to reassess these types of matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to significant transitions, rebirth, and possibly even conception. So looking at conception there. And having that serious and deeper discussion with someone you trust is necessary. Being honest with yourself about the heavy stuff will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Aquarius. Okay, so Venus retrograde will transit your 7th house. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about how you show up within your relationships and your partnerships. You like to be appreciated by others, even if you don't show this outwardly. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of business rejection, one-to-one dismissal, or opposition denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to the love you feel toward your significant other, how close you are to certain friends and relatives, and then even thinking about how you want to be seen and valued within your relationships. And if or when you or others deny your authenticity, perhaps you will feel enraged. Now, Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to mirroring, negotiation, and partnership. Even thinking about the types of agreements you make or the types of contracts you sign, or thinking about marriage, engagement, separation even. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to relating, collaborating, and seeking fairness. Having that conversation with your partner may be necessary. Being the center of attention within your relationships will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. And lastly, Pisces. So Venus retrograde in Leo will transit your 6th house. So I think you will gain a deeper understanding about how you show up within your working life and your everyday life. I think that you like to be recognized for your efforts. You also seek enjoyment from what you offer, so thinking about the services that you share as well. You will confront any shadows you have in respect of job rejection, health dismissal, or self-care denial. Your heart and your subconscious will be screaming at you to listen to your wellness, what you desire in terms of your services, and how you wish to be valued by your co-workers and your employer, etc. And if or when you or others deny your systems, your routines, your methods, perhaps you will feel enraged. Venus retrograde will bring up so much for you in regards to task organization, scheduling, and taking care of your body. Even thinking about the style in which you do things at work, or the ways in which you eat, or thinking about diet, nutrition here. This is an opportunity to reassess these matters through a deeply psychological lens. This transit is not to be taken lightly when it comes to your health, your services, and even looking at your ability to problem solve. Having that discussion with your colleagues or with your employer may be necessary, and gaining feedback for your outstanding performance will be triggering, but also extremely eye-opening. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video talking about this Venus retrograde in the sign Leo, taking place from the 22nd of July to the 3rd of September. Please let me know if you find this video to be helpful today. I really hope you did. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching today. Again, if you're interested in more information about what's happening in the sign of Leo over the next 4 or 5 months or so, make sure to go to cosmicwarriorsclub.com. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also give this video a like if you did like it today. And I will be back with another video very soon.